everybody, and welcome to this revision video on reducing the stigma of mental illness. This is linked to the psychological well-being topic for Stage 1 psychology. So let's get started. So there is still great stigma in society towards mental illness in general, largely because people misunderstand what it is. So stigma is a term that's basically a negative stereotype. People will make negative assumptions and often incorrect assumptions regarding people with mental illness, and it just creates more and more misinformation regarding what mental illness is and the effect that it has on individuals and society. So there's no evidence to suggest that there is a link between mental illness and violence, and this notion should not be used to reinforce stigma and discrimination against people who have been diagnosed with a mental illness. So in a very recent national survey by the Australian Bureau of Statistics, it revealed that nearly half of all Australians will have a mental illness in their lifetime, and 1 in 5 people had a mental illness in the last 12 months. Now, those rates probably are quite different now at the time of me filming this post-COVID era. They're probably quite a bit higher than that, but that's the latest data that we were able to get our hands on. So this just emphasizes how common and how frequently diagnosed mental illness is, and it's that it's nothing to be ashamed of. And by reducing the stigma around it or the negative stereotypes around it, we're going to educate the public and, gain awareness of what it's actually about and reduce the negative stereotypes that people often form when they hear the terms depression, anxiety, or mental illness. So what's really pleasing to see is a lot of very high-profile individuals, celebrities and such, are speaking out about their own mental health and mental illness struggles to, again, reduce the stigma that's still present in society. So here are some examples that we went through in class. So Ariana Grande has been very open with her struggles with post-traumatic stress disorder after the Manchester bombings at her concert. Adele, the famous singer, was diagnosed with postpartum depression. At first, she did not tell anyone because she was embarrassed, but now she's a really great advocate for seeking help. Demi Lovato is a famous singer as well. She was diagnosed with bipolar disorder, anorexia, addiction, and self-harm behaviours. It was very famously recorded, unfortunately, that she took a drug overdose in 2018 and spoke publicly about her struggles, and again, reducing the stigma of mental illness and these diagnoses. Dustin Martin, AFL player for the Richmond Tigers, was diagnosed with anxiety and depression in 2018. Again, now speaks to AFL clubs and other footballers to reduce the stigma, especially among men, because the suicide and mental health rates among men is quite concerning. Lance Buddy Franklin, another AFL player but for the Sydney Swans, has struggled with depression for many years, and he needed to step away from AFL in 2015 to get professional help. And again, he is now back playing AFL and is a very strong advocate for speaking out and seeking help if people have symptoms of depression and anxiety. Daniel Radcliffe, so famous actor, was diagnosed with obsessive compulsive disorder at age 5. He has also struggled with alcoholism in his adult life, and again is very open about sharing it and speaking out if people need help. Brooke Shields was a famous actress. She suffered from postnatal depression in the early 2000s. She was a member of the Church of Scientology, but was removed due to taking medication to help her illness, which was against their beliefs and their religion. So she stepped away from the Church of Scientology so she could actively seek help without further stigma. And Robin Williams, so famous actor and comedian, many years spoke out about his struggles with depression and addiction to alcohol and cocaine. Was also diagnosed with early Parkinson's disease before his death, unfortunately, of suicide. So there are many more examples of celebrities and high-profile people speaking out about their struggles with mental illness, which again is fantastic in reducing the stigma. We still do have a long way to go in educating the public and informing the public of the true nature of mental illness, but it is a step in the right direction in reducing judgment and negative stigma and negative stereotypes regarding mental illness. Okay guys, I hope you found that video useful. I'll just scroll back to the front, there we go. So if you have any questions at all, please do let me know. If you want to have a chat about anything that you've seen in this video, of course, you can email me or you can come and see me. Otherwise, happy revising!